Kind of About Music podcast.
Welcome to the Kind of About Music podcast, episode 24. The podcast is now available on YouTube, Facebook and iTunes and Stitcher, so we finally got it on iTunes. So if you could give us a search, a subscribe and a few downloads, maybe a review, that would be much appreciated. Just search for Kind of About Music podcast or Kind of About Music on iTunes and you'll find us. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook and Twitter you can find us by it's KOAM podcast. That's the username. So it's KOAM podcast. That's for Twitter and Facebook. You can get everything, links to everything at my website, which is Jimguitarman.com, and follow things that are happening there. One of the things that's happening coming up, I'm going to be playing guitar for Miss Shante Fuller at Proud Camden on the 1st of June. She's amazing. She's launching her second EP. Tickets going to go, so please go and buy one and get yourself down. It's on the 1st of June. It'll be a great show. She's got some absolute monsters playing in the band I'm lucky enough to be hanging with, hopefully. And then, yeah, that's it. So that's it for stuff that's coming up. Today's guest is, for episode number 24, it's going to be Megan McConnell, who's an amazing singer of a vintage ilk. She does kind of postmodern jukebox type versions and arrangements of popular songs, and we had to go a couple of them in the podcast. She's a great laugh, she's super cool, so enjoy the podcast.
2, 3, 4.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in a crowd. But someone picked you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now, since I see you in his arms, I'm trying to live without your love, just one long sleepless night. Let me show you, boy, that I know wrong from right. Every street you walk on, I leave tear stains on the ground. I'm following the boy I didn't even want around. Oh, oh, baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now, since I see you in his arms, oh, baby, give me one more chance. Now, baby, won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now, since I see you in his arms.
Megan, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Hello, all good? Are you alright?
I'm good. We finally got there. I did all the setup on my own because Tim and Ollie are both great. Ollie's on tour with Albert Lee, playing some drums, and Tim is doing some work with Mr. Tom Hill. So today I've got Tim Loudon in on bass, another Tim. Yeah, one Tim for another. And a far more mature, Ollie. And a replacement Ollie over here.
The other Indian.
Ambiguous. a good start. Start with the race jokes. Okay, here we go. Anyway, this is Megan over here. Megan's a singer, and I'm looking at some of your stuff on YouTube and everything, and it's like how we did that at the start, just nice, kind of chilled, kind of slightly jazzy version. Like that's one of the things I really like about it. You got like a kind of real vintage kind of vibe to what you do, haven't you?
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
Yeah, so I've always loved all the old school music, and my mum and dad, I mean, I just listened to like Sam Cooke and Doris Day and Patsy Cline and all that kind of stuff growing up. So I guess I've loved all that kind of music. And then when I moved to London, I'd done the like kind of pop functiony kind of bit for while I was in uni, kind of in my third year, and it's not really me. Like, it's grand, it's fine, but I didn't really think, for some reason I didn't think I could sing some of the old school bits and do that as a job, you know what I mean? I don't know why, but at that point I never really thought, I could like do the vintagey thing. So I then kind of got some pictures taken, done some demos, and kind of got a bit of a vintagey package thing together.
Oh, right, yeah.
And first of all, it just kind of started off doing, all the jazz standards and all that kind of thing. And then, so I do a lot of like, the postmodern jukebox.
Yeah.
So modern songs.
Moderny.
Just add a Y on it. But in like a chilled, jazzy kind of, and I love all that.
Yeah,
so I do a real mix, and it works for loads of things because people know the songs, but it's just a bit different.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? And then I just kind of like whacking a turban on and putting a victory roll in.
I saw that. Yeah, what era is that? It's like,
I mean, they're like, that's 20s, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all, yeah.
It's all
but
is
love
that kind
a
of
good turban.
vaudeville and that sort of thing? Is that 20s or?
I'm not sure. I just know the turban's like a 20s look, isn't
It
it?
just reminded me of Boardwalk Empire, and I suppose that is 20s, isn't it?
I've never actually seen
Steve Buscemi.
I don't know.
Not watched it.
Oh my god! Okay, much
to our detriment.
It's like
okay.
I think it's set in the 20s.
Yeah,
because it's all kind of moonshine and stuff like that, which is prohibition.
Yeah, so it's all prohibition stuff, isn't it?
So yeah, exactly. And what's is it Charleston where they do the dance with the hands?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing!
I love it, Charleston.
I can't believe I got that right.
Nice.
You were like, good guess.
As if you're not a secret ballroom dancer.
Oh, of course, man, of course. And also
Got the figure for
flamenco dance, salsa dancer. That's it.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of shave this down to a sleazy tash and then go full Tony Farino.
Nice.
You ever seen Tony Farino?
No.
It's a Coogan character.
Okay.
No.
You haven't seen Partridge, have you?
Yeah, I don't like admitting that in public because it's.
There you go, it's in public now, man.
Who, Alan Partridge?
Yeah.
No,
Well, I mean,
I've
I
never
obviously-
watched it.
You never watched it?
No.
Maybe it's a northern thing.
No, well, you see.
Comedy seems to be a northern thing. Every time you mention comedy or make a joke of somebody, someone gets offended.
Do you have a sense of humour? Oh, you must be from the south.
Megan, where are you from?
I am from Northern Ireland, a wee town called Ballyclare.
Ballyclare.
So yeah, it's like 20 minutes north of Belfast. And I was actually home at the weekend there. I was saying to Tim, I was. And but I've been over in London for about 8 years.
Yeah. Okay. What made you move in the first place then?
I come over to do a music degree. I done that at the ICMP.
Oh right. Yep. You're one of the ICMP crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long ago did you finish that one?
So what did I say? I've been in London 8 years. So done that for 3 years. So I've been out in the real world for 4 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
5 years.
So we get like
Good with the maths here.
Just putting you on the spot. We get like different kind of. What was music kind of college, or I suppose music college? What was that like for you, music school?
So, as in before I moved to London, I went to music college in Belfast.
Oh right, yeah, and then like music degree course sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's what ICMP.
ICMP was so the vocal degree, and it was grand. Yeah. I think if anything, what was funny is I didn't like look for gigs or go out and, because I was kind of just like just go with the flow, and I never really had a plan. I just knew that I wanted to stay in London and I wanted to have a sing song, and I didn't really know what else I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it was only in my third year that I was like, "Are you allowed to swear?" I was going to say shit.
Oh no, you can totally swear. Like I think I've already done it about 5 times.
He's going to trail through and beep it all out.
I was going to say yes. In my third year, I was like, "Oh shit! I really want to stay in London, and I need to earn money. And what am I doing? like singing wise. And I, dipped in some wee bands and bits and bobs. And then that's when I was like, I'm going to do the vintage thing. It's very me, love it. And then just kind of went with that.
I think it's great. It's a great niche. And I like, I have a duo where we do kind of soul and pop and kind of background music-y sort of thing at big corporate events and all that. And we always try and kind of take a song, and you'd always have like 3 versions of a song for different situations, whether it's a performance or a background thing. And I always like to do the kind of slowed down jazzy stuff or jazzier sounding stuff, because you get to try out stuff and kind of throw ideas in and that sort of thing. And it's a bit more enjoyable, I find. Although it's normally when we do it, it's normally background.
Yeah, when they're eating or something. Or
Well, so where, like, because I've seen some videos of you. Like, have you got like a regular place that you do this at that we can see?
I guess Quaglino's. I don't really have a.
Quaglingos.
Quaglino's.
Quaglino's.
Yeah.
It's a fish restaurant
in Mayfair. No, they do.
Fish?
Oh, they do. I'm sure they do fish. They do a mix of everything.
They do food. Yeah. They drink.
Meat.
They got stuff
fish.
there. It's cool. It's quite a nice little venue. They got like a kind of sunken stage into the back of the room.
It's huge. It's big.
It's a bit snazzier than most places as well. The stage, so it's a nice place.
Yeah, it's lovely. I guess. Okay,
Are you there regularly then?
Well, I guess maybe once every couple of months.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a bit more, and
And is it you and a keys player or just you and?
No, so that would be me with my 6-piece like postmodern jukeboxy lineup.
Right, that's awesome.
I've done a few private things in there, and they've been like a wee trio, a quartet. But the residency thing, every say it's every couple of months. It's always the 6-piece.
Oh, that's awesome. So what have you got in the 6-piece then?
So drums, double bass, keys, sax, trumpet, and myself.
Awesome. No guitar.
Yeah. No
place for
guitar,
guitar in the
Jem.
band.
No guitar yet. No guitar
I
yet.
went to a place called. Have you been to Nightjar in
No,
Old
I've
Street?
heard of it.
Oh, it's amazing. So
heard of it.
me and the missus went. We went. I think we must have got there at about 12 or something like that.
Like midnight.
Yeah. And it was a Friday or a Saturday, I think. And there's a jazz kind of dance band sort of on downstairs, and it's only a small place, and the guitar's kind of all of that.
Yeah, just old school.
Just kind of playing them big chords.
It would be easy enough for you.
Yeah, exactly. But
Get a hollow body and get the.
Well, I'm just about to get one.
Oh, are
actually.
you?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to
That's not.
achieving that. I'm going to go and get it on Saturday. A little kind of Greg's thing.
Yeah,
but
love the hollow
but they
bodies.
had brass. They had sax. I think they probably had trumpet. They had a double bass. The drums. I think they had a piano. And they had the skiffle guitar, and it's in there. And it's like a £5 cover to go in, and there's the way to.
Where is the Nightjar?
It's on Old Street. It's just off Old Street, so which is kind of opposite the building that looks like an arse. It's on that road there, I think.
Hang on a minute.
So right in Old Street, there's a building that looks like an arse. It's like kind of got this two curved.
So say you're at the
sure.
roundabout with the station.
Yeah.
Where do you go to get to the arse building?
The arse building is on Old Street roundabout.
I literally.
There's a building that's got like two curved kind of fronts.
You're gonna have to get it.
building if
You're
you
gonna
want.
have to get it up on Google or something.
Okay.
I feel like we need to get your arse up just to see.
I have never.
Show us what it might look like first.
I could say the same to you, but we've got your
Anyway, I mean-
first. I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean, we know like
It's been nasty.
I know where Old Street is.
Thanks. Good. I love coming on your podcast.
No, so Old Street, it's a cocktail bar in just off Old Street, and I will find this for you, and I will prove this to you.
Someone's told me about it. I was looking for a venue for.
Sorry.
I was looking for a giant
I was
arse
looking
building.
for the ass. No, I was looking for a venue. I'm doing a wee video shoot here in a few weeks, and someone recommended the Nightjar. I can't remember who, but I'd never heard of it, and I was like, oh, I'll have to wee check, and I never did. Never got around to it.
Never got around.
It's
No,
brilliant. It's really
it's
good.
meant
It's
to be
£5
lovely, yeah.
cover charge, and me and the missus just got a bottle of wine. It was about 20 quid. Just sat there, nice and quiet, because
Lovely.
that's what the things like. At that sort of time of night, I don't want to be like in a bar or a club, like super dealing with crazy drunk people and all that. I want to be in a nice, quiet place.
Yeah.
And this, because it was a live band, was quite quiet. But it was mixed really well as well, so you hear it through the speaker system. And
Yeah.
it's like it almost sounded like a record playing as well. It was really well done. I can't find this. I just put Old Street Boob Building in it. It didn't come up with anything. But anyway,
I could get
go
on with
and
it.
look. Go to Old Street. Go and check it out. But no, it's great, and it's got a really kind of vintage.
This is like a promotion for any tourist, anyone coming to London.
Yeah.
They're like, go to the Bub building the Bum building, whatever.
Well, it could be either. It's two kind of anyway.
2 lumps.
I'm gonna.
Tim's spilling water. It's fine, man. It's a wooden floor.
Your floor needs a mop anyway. I'm sorry.
It does for sure, man. It does. Ollie's on tour and he normally does that. So.
Bit of a freshen.
That's right. It's not anything electronic, so we're okay.
So what's the name of this outfit that you play in? It's the postmodern jukebox type stuff, but what's the name of what do you call it?
Well, it's not really got a name at the minute. It's just my band.
Yeah.
But for certain, actually,
Megan McConnell.
Yes, Megan McConnell. You got that right?
Yeah, just make sure. I got that.
McConnell. In Quaglinos, I'm under the vintage jukebox, I think.
Right, okay.
They put it as the vintage jukebox.
Yeah.
And then if I do a wee trio, it's like the Megan McConnell trio or,
Oh, right,
you
okay.
know.
I like that, yeah. Have we got a website that we can find?
Yeah.
What's the website?
MeganMcConnellSinger.com. It's quite easy.
Okay, I'll put that in the descriptions.
Yeah.
Is this the article?
This is it. You didn't believe me?
Do you want to hold it up to the camera?
So I was laughed at, but this is, as you'll be able to see, I think there.
Do you know what? That wouldn't
me
be my
see.
first thought.
I have
But now
never,
you say it. Now
You're
you
not wise.
point it out.
Can you see it?
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry to ruin your
But
podcast
one-
with this.
But
Spending so much time on
one's
this.
taller than the other.
That's weird, yeah. So
That's
maybe
like
it's more of
life.
a boob building.
No, it's like life.
Do you know what
Because, symmetry is, the human body's not perfectly
One,
symmetrical.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself over there, Tim.
Mr. Tim's also a double bass enthusiast. You spend a lot of time
makes it sound like I don't play. I just can't get enough of it.
He plays the double bass quite a lot. Is it kind of jazzy, kind of more jazzy stuff that you do that for? Is it kind of walk around band sort of things?
A little bit. I tend not to play the jazzier stuff, actually. It's more pop acoustic stuff, like acoustic trios and things like that, and do lots of like roaming bands and things.
Yeah. That's
the
big at the moment.
walkabout thing, yeah.
Which is hard, walking around with a double bass.
Have you done Kensington Roof Gardens yet?
No, not
Oh,
yet.
I've got that coming up. I know Ollie's done it. That's one that's kind of
We're
quite
doing that
popular.
one yet. My favourite one is when you do like a private venue where the tables are really close together and they're like, yeah, fine, just roam around the
Oh
audience.
yeah, you've got the massive double bass.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
do you walk around in Kensington in the Roof Gardens?
I haven't done it yet, but I know that they do have it on. I know a band that I kind of do some work with. I've got one in with them in the near. Yeah, and it's like I did a roaming gig with a double bass player called Tommy Heap. I don't know if you know.
Mr. Heap, yes.
Yeah, did
Another
one with
ship
him the
in
other day,
night.
and it's just an amazing sound and feel to stand next to such a big instrument that's kicking out that much kind of sound. And
Love the double
then
bass.
drummer called Toby. Do you know Toby? CJ's mate Toby.
Mr.
No.
Horton.
Toby Horton. Yeah.
Mr. Toby Horton.
Just
Lovely
had like
chap.
a little snarey thing on, and he had like a tappet, like a foot.
It's got a
stomp box, something.
tambourine around his foot. It's like
Tambourine
a-
around his foot and a
Bass
stomp.
drum on his back.
Yeah.
It's
It's a very dignified way to
Yeah,
play.
and Jay Marsh has got his kind of this Megatron PA that he has, where he's got all these kind of different speakers and wireless packs done in it, and you just wheel that around. It's like Johnny Five
It's
or something
amazing.
like that.
It's exactly because it's got the speakers on top that looks like his head.
Yeah, exactly. And it's brilliant. Like, so he does that as the roaming band, and he also rents it out to other ones as well. So
People love it, don't they? Coming into this summer and stuff.
I can see why as well. So I wasn't sure about it when I first saw the concept or heard about it, but I get it now. Like, yeah, it's totally something different.
Yeah.
And for it to be able to be movable and the kind of with the acoustic and the double bass, great sound.
So how do you? As in, you're just acoustic double bass. There's nothing. Nobody's.
So when I do, I mean, sometimes it is just acoustic, so you just have to play really hard.
Yeah.
Because one of the things people don't realise about playing acoustic is that if you fill a room with even like 15 people,
Acoustic double bass, that is.
or just acoustic anything, if you're just wandering around singing with an acoustic guitar and a double bass, 15 people can drown you out with just speaking to each
Yeah.
other.
Because
Yeah.
it's crazy how loud speaking volumes
So
are. in
that's
rooms.
one of the reasons Jay got this big PA set up. So I've got a pickup on the double bass, just plugging a wireless pack on it. And,
Easy, yeah.
It's brilliant. It's amazing.
So saves you kind of battering the fingers.
Yeah. Although, I mean, you get used to that because these are like, they're rock solid now. They just rock solid, kill a man with his fingers.
like something off Kickboxer or
Yeah. You get used to it.
Dangerous.
You get used to it. It just depends on your playing style as well.
Yeah. Megan, do you play any instruments apart from singing? Do you play keys at all?
No. And I listen. I used to. So I played
You
the
tinker.
flute. I played the flute for 8 years.
Yeah.
and loved it. And then I got a bit bored, when you're a bit younger and then you lose interest and you don't practice and all that kind of thing. But I remember I had a Beatles book, played the odd little song. But anyway, give that up. Then I did play the piano.
Right, okay.
For about 5 years.
Yeah.
And now all I can play on the piano is Chim Chimney. Did I not play that for you at the
Yes, I
event?
think you did. Yes. Oh, so me
Whenever...
and Megan help our friend Jason Tebble out. He's got a company called All in Good Time. Dom's done it as well, actually, where we go into businesses and we kind of give them a training day. We teach people who've never played an instrument to play a song within like an hour, 2 hours, and they get to arrange it themselves, and we help. And then they do a performance at the end. And me and Megan were doing one the other day, and she played me Chim Chimney on the
Well, we were
very
setting
proudly
up, right?
played me Chim Chimney
No,
on
I think
the
I kind of
keyboard.
messed it a little bit. Because we set up the 2 keyboards, and then I was like, I'll just test the levels. Da, 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 dum, bum. And that's all I play now. Very chuffed.
Good tune.
Very chuffed.
Ollie, who's normally on the podcast, have you ever met Ollie?
I don't think so.
He's
I'm not sure.
He's very talented. He's a drummer who also does BVs as does Dom, but he also plays keys. And I was looking, and he just tinkers around with keys, and he'll like pick up, like he'll put his phone on and play along with something and kind of hash his way through it. But I was looking the other day, and he's got the real book up, and he'd been reading and playing through the real book and the standards, and he put his phone on and read it. I'm just like, sickening, absolutely sickening.
I know, it's so lovely to. I'm not like, I was the complete opposite. I would have to learn the song, and then I could play it, from memory. Like I haven't learned it, but with my ear, no.
Yeah.
No, but I do regret that. I mean, I have a wee keyboard in the house, like from when I was about 8 years old.
Yeah.
Great job. But I need to practice, yeah.
Yeah, and you're also the other half of a very talented man called Mr. David DeAndre.
And I actually was just about to mention David, because he did buy me a piano Frozen book.
Oh yes, what a present!
Let it go.
Because let it go. Because I think I was like, I'm gonna get the keyboard, I'm gonna practice, I'm gonna do all that, and I was a bit obsessed with Frozen at that point.
Yeah.
This was last year or 2 years or whatever it was.
Okay.
So he got me the Frozen book. I can't even speak. Bless him.
Oh, that's cool.
But I haven't.
How many guitars have you got lying around the house? Because he's a proper rock god, shred guitar player.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
They're very pretty
We have
ones
the
as
Room
well.
of Doom. So
A room of doom.
we
Sounds exciting.
in our spare room is gear, like a close rail, and then just all PA guitars,
Yeah.
and my keyboard. Up at the top of the shelf somewhere hidden.
Do you ever play Chim Chimney together?
No,
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
We so should.
Yeah,
I
you
think
could
it
do
would be
that
class.
in a postmodern jukebox style.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that would work.
Yeah,
Do you
we
ever,
could.
have you, in all seriousness, do you ever do the kind of work together, or do any recording or kind of songwriting together as well?
No, we used to do a little bit. So I don't push the guitar duo thing as much. It's mainly like piano duo and things like that. And what we did used to do a bit more, like say if I got booked for a guitar duo, obviously I'd always ask David first, and otherwise that would be a bit awkward.
Well, it's business, It's business.
No, so I'd always, and then so we've done quite a few together, and actually we done quite a few for MasterCard. I got to know them through. I used to help out through events when I was still studying. Like it was great, kind of. You pick and choose, do little days in between gigs and stuff. And I started working with the MasterCard group, and they used to do all the museums, so the V&A and the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum.
Yeah. I've done the Natural History Museum.
Great
It's cool.
Have you done it? Yeah,
Great reverb.
they're great in there. And so I got to know them guys, and then they just started booking me on wee gigs, which was great for like different, for the priceless nights.
Yeah.
So any MasterCard holders, they have these like specific nights for them.
Right,
And,
okay.
they get fed and watered, and then they put on like entertainment and then have like a show on it. So it was really, really quirky, a bit cool. So David, the reason why it gets a bit, because my mind blanks and sometimes I forget the lyrics, okay?
Yeah.
And then David's like, wise up, and he starts to get annoyed at me.
No way,
yes.
wise
And
up.
then also because we had so we done a few like pub gigs and stuff, and for some reason, like my eyesight, first of all, I've had my eyes lasered, right? They're still not 100%, but instead of looking at the iPad, because it would be too small, and instead of me squinting and looking, I'd be like, what's the first line?
Oh, that happens all the time when I do like solo stuff like this.
Do you not get, like, sometimes I get a mind blank.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's fine, you know it, but it's just like a moment of, no, tell me the first line.
The second verse to Sorry by Justin Bieber, I can never remember that.
Oh.
The first line in the second verse.
What's the line?
Yeah, give us the line.
Come on.
Can't remember.
I've got no idea.
No idea, just total blank.
But you do, don't you?
Yeah.
And then, but then David used to get, he got so annoyed at me because he'd be like, start to get raging.
I'll take every piece of the blame if you want me to.
Yes, there it is. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, sorry, I'll take it. Oh, yeah.
You know, there is no innocent one in this game. That one, yeah. Do you remember it all? But it's always the first line. That's always the one that I can't remember.
Always. So basically, it's not great because then David gets annoyed at me, you know, and he'll be like, Megan, just read, you know, or else Wonderwall. Today is going to be the day. Today is going to.
Yeah, you're like singing it like a half bar kind of apart.
Yeah. Or one that like I don't really do that. I don't really do. But we done this for like a pub gig, and it was Teenage Dirtbag.
Yeah.
And I thought I had the lyrics on my iPad, and I was like, no, I don't have them. I was like, I think I know them. And then we were starting, and I was like, what's the first line?
What is the...
Her name is Noelle.
Yes.
She had, you know. So it's...
I always find the strumming pattern for that song a bit tricky because I kind of want it to be like... But it never kind of fits with what the drummer's doing because it's kind of... What's the hi-hat pattern on that song?
It's just, but 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just quavers over and over. It's quite funky.
Yeah, but that's how drummers end up playing it when I'm doing that gig with them. Yeah. So, but the string pattern just doesn't seem to fit with none of them. So that's really good. But I've done that with drummers, and it's just like, oh, this doesn't quite feel right.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go.
You're going to have to remember the first line.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
her name is Noelle. Her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her.
Yeah. The thing I like about that song is the distorted guitar that comes in so filthy when it comes in. Like that's what
great.
I never because I was into metal when that came out. I remember I'm old enough to remember when it did come out, and I was like, oh, this is kind of dweeby song, and then it comes in, and especially when it's got the.
Oh yeah.
Was it?
Are we?
That bit.
It's filthy.
Yeah, and the last bit of it is cool.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't know what she's missing.
It's welcome. So I was annoyed that I liked that. But that is a super distorted guitar.
Was that a cool song?
Not
to like
really.
when
It was never
came
a
out?
kind of
I remember
cool
it coming out as well, but
I like that song.
Yeah, I like it's a great song and it always gets the crowd going and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's
I did it at a gig the other day, and on the bit where it's like the female part, it's like got 2 tickets to what? And all the girls in the front row, we got them to sing it. But every single one of them sung it at a different note, so it was like some kind of jazz fusion version.
I've got to.
Well, they were just kind of shouting it at pitch, but they weren't singing the melody line. They were just kind of shouting it. But it sounded like some kind of weird avant-garde jazz
It
version.
sounded like the BVs on Peg with Michael McDonald singing. Where he sings that really close harmony.
Not quite.
Yeah, the Steely Dan song Peg.
No.
Okay, so you know Michael McDonald did that song. I keep forgetting I don't love anymore.
No.
All right. Have a look at it, it's funny. But there's a Steely Dan song and he did BVs on it and it made him do these really close harmonies. But it's a really random kind of thing. It's just the song's going along quite nice and you just hear this really kind of close Peg.
That is a really good Michael McDonald impression.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend Ed Broder I was with last night, he does the best Michael McDonald impression, doesn't he?
There's footage of it on YouTube.
Yes, I can never find it though. You have to send me the link. You can't search for it and find it. It's brilliant. I'll put them in the comments.
Your viewers should check out because obviously we can't show them right this second. But type in bathtub Michael McDonald.
What's
It's by a guy called Will Sasso, and he just does an impression of Michael McDonald, but he's got uses bubble bath to do his hair.
Oh,
and his
right,
beard.
okay.
It's fantastic. just search for that on YouTube.
Just from loyalty reasons, I reckon Ed Broad's version is probably better, but we'll check that one out.
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't heard it. So what do you listen to when you are like? What's your kind of go-to? Like, have you got a record player?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you don't have a record player. If you had a record player and you could buy like 3 records, and I'm sick of people calling them vinyls and vinyl players, records and it's record player. What would your go-to 3 records be? Pisses me off.
Yeah,
I got a vinyl player the other day.
Take note.
Ooh, I mean, that's quite hard because I listen to a mix of everything. I love a bit of Magic.
Oh, Magic FM.
Like Cheese, 80s.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't listen to loads of jazz all the time.
No.
I enjoy singing all that style of, songs. I love a bit of, what do you call them? I was going to say Revival Day, but that's just...
No, that's it.
Nobody knows it.
Nobody knows that stuff.
I love, like Reet Petite.
Right, okay, yeah.
Do you know that one, Jackie Wilson?
Yeah.
So what 3 would I buy? So say I'd buy Reet Petite.
Yeah. Is this it's just singles you're talking here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, singles. Yeah, let's do singles.
Oh, albums, yeah, I'm not sure. I would... Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Not joking.
Which song?
Love
that
Celine Dion.
1940s classic.
Yeah. That old school.
but I mean, she is kind of that ilk, isn't she? I mean, that's whole big thing. What would be the song Celine Dion?
I mean, all of them.
Okay.
all of them except I Will Always Love You. I mean, that's cheap.
No, that's Whitney Houston. That's Whitney Houston.
That's Whitney Houston.
What? No, sorry.
My Heart Will Go On.
My
My
Heart Will
third
Go On.
record.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston. Then I'd say Sam Cooke.
Oh, yes.
Sam Cooke, love it.
Sam Cooke or Otis Redding? Which?
No, Sam Cooke.
Every time?
Yeah, I prefer Sam Cooke, yeah.
Okay. I can never decide. I can never decide.
Do you
I
love
can
a
never
bit of
decide
song?
between
Yeah.
the 2.
The Chain Gang, you know that one?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Sorry, what was the third one then?
Sam Cooke.
Yeah, good choice. Which song?
I mean, I like She Was Only 16
yeah.
or
All the dodgy
History.
Dodgy lyrics.
No.
Oh,
60s
mate,
legal.
this is when it was.
Yeah.
That was back in the day.
Eyes
You know?
of glow. Yeah, it is a bit dodgy, isn't it?
It is.
She's too
It's like
young
I always
to
say the Beatles one. She was just 17. You know
Oh, yeah.
what I mean? No, Paul. What do you mean?
No, what do you mean?
What do you mean by that? Was she 17, Paul? Like, I know it's a different era, but
He's escaped U-Tree, hasn't he?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or History. You know History?
History. No, I don't know history, but
So yeah, Sam
do you know
Cooke, Celine
Twist in the
Dion.
Night Way?
Yeah.
That's my favourite
Twist
groove
in
of all
the
time.
night away.
It's incredible.
It's great.
incredible
Do you know
record.
it?
Not on the bass, actually. No, I've never bothered learning it.
learn it.
I mean, it's just like... It's
And I don't
probably
know
like a
the
simple
lyrics,
bluesy
so-
patch.
Well, I think that one of the things with Sam Cooke is it's kind of like similar thing to Buddy Holly. Just what they could do with like 3 or 4 chords. A lot of time, just 3 chords. Fantastic. Because I do a Sam Cooke song. I'm going to do it. The Wonderful, What a Wonderful World.
Ah, lovely.
It's been the original's in A, but I do it in G. But it's the same chords as kind of. It's pretty much the same song as Stand By Me. It's pretty much the same, isn't it? But I think it's a much better song. But Stand By Me is the
Classic. Do it.
Have you got, Tim, what about you for singles? 3 singles?
3 singles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Whilst we're on this
difficult.
vibe.
That's very tricky. You see, because I never bought
I'm gonna ask you
singles,
as well,
so
Dan, so you might as well start
you gave me
thinking
time to
now.
think about it. I can't really say singles because I never bothered buying.
Okay,
singles.
then go for albums.
Albums, it would have to be Led Zeppelin 2. Because
What's that got on it, sorry?
that has Friends. I think it has Celebration Day, Immigrant Song.
Yeah.
I think. Someone will
Okay, so
correct me in the comments, but
Led Zeppelin 2.
Led Zeppelin 2, and then I'll probably choose a Meshuggah album.
Whoa!
I know it's like I know this is
Meshuggah. Have you ever been introduced to the glories of Meshuggah? Okay.
this is a bit out there.
Yeah.
It's just you know
What is it? What?
It's Swedish kind
Swedish,
of...
super
no, it's
heavy.
Finnish. They're from Finland, aren't they? I think it's Finnish, kind of really complicated. You'd think you'd probably call it death metal if you heard it, but
It's
it's
like
not death metal.
Rammstein, kind of.
No, but
Much
it's more
worse.
complicated. So it sounds like, basically, I love it, but it sounds like a pneumatic drill.
basically yeah.
Each
And you
album is
like
a
it?
40
Oh,
minute
I love
pneumatic
it.
drill.
Do
I went
you?
to see them. I went to see them play in Kentish Town Forum. I think it was end of last year.
Yeah.
Literally the best gig I've ever seen, hands down.
Like we put on a good show.
It's just
So which Meshuggah album?
The one with Perpetual Black Second on it, and I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, we'll check that later. What's your third one?
Third one would probably have to be... I'd probably say Foo Fighters, Nothing Left to Lose.
Okay.
Mainly because I grew up listening to that.
And what's that got on it?
Constantly. That's got Learn to Fly.
Oh, so that's the first, is that the first album then?
No, not the first one. It's like
second.
their third or fourth.
Oh, right, okay.
But I don't know, because then what about Colour and the Shape? Which I think is a better album, but I grew up listening to the next one a bit more than that.
I was never a big Foo Fighters fan. Although I've heard Dave Grohl's an amazing guy. And his documentary, the Sound City documentary is amazing.
I watched it yet.
Do you get into watching some music documentaries?
I do, yeah, but I haven't seen that one.
So Dave Grohl does this one where he goes to Sound City, which is where a lot of like 70s and 80s kind of the biggest albums, like Neil Young albums, who else am I think? Fleetwood Mac albums, stuff like that, recorded in this like kind of this room that had this amazing drum sound, and he goes and buys the desk that they had in there, and then re-records all the songs off it on this album. It's a great documentary, and apparently he's a super nice guy. Some friends of friends have met him, and they said like, because I always wanted him to be like, I hope behind the scenes he's an absolute douchebag. I mean, apparently he's really cool. Albums, Dom, what do you think?
Were you just Googling something?
I was making sure that I was up to date with what songs are on the albums.
Albums or singles,
but
up to you.
I'm saying albums.
Okay.
I would do That's the Way of the World, which is Earth, Wind & Fire.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I would do Hotter Than July, which is the Stevie one
Yes.
with Lately and Do I Do and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That song on there, Ain't Gonna Stand For It by Stevie on Hotter Than July. What is that? It's like he does a country song, and he does a country...
Who's Stevie Wonder?
Like a redneck... Yeah, he does a redneck accent on it. I ain't gonna stand for it, baby. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's like, what? It's a great song, though.
It's similar to a lot of the Prince ones where it's weird, but that quirk is what sets that. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it starts off with, don't know what they're telling me.
I've never...
Weird. It's like, what?
I can't
Love a bit
imagine
of country
it.
music.
Yeah, so what was the third one?
Brown Sugar, D'Angelo.
Okay.
Oh, classic.
So if we were going single, I'm going to go back to singles just to balance it up. So for me, Tracks of My Tears by Smokey Robinson. I think that's literally one of the very best pop songs ever written, because it's got about 8 hooks in it before he even starts singing. It starts off with it's the drum pickup, the guitar part, the bass, everything in it is all a hook before it even starts singing. So that's first one. Darling by the Beach Boys.
What's that one?
Good.
Interesting.
Darling, you're so fine.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's
It's one of those things where the more intensely he looks at you, the more you're supposed to
I
remember
don't know
it.
what to look when I'm doing this, but yeah. It's a great song. You should check it out.
It's like Tenacious D.
It's it's quite rocky, and it's got this kind of chorus piano on it. I think it must have been done by the Wrecking Crew sort of thing. It had that classic Brian Wilson chorus piano on it, and it has all this brass on it. But it's just another one of them songs. It's like a perfect pop song. There's literally nothing you could change to make that better. Like, sometimes somebody releases a song and you think the idea is good, but it needs maybe reworking slightly. And like a lot of Burt Bacharach songs, when he used to come out, they're great songs, but his versions were never the best versions. Like, so if the Carpenters did a version, Close to You.
Carpenters, yes.
So they did Close to You. His version was a good song, but it just didn't work. Their version was massively...
Yeah.
But with Darling and the Smokey Robinson one, there's nothing that you could change to make that any better. So I think those are the top 2 for me. And then...
Third. Wild card.
Okay. Oh dear.
It's hard, isn't it? Because now I'm like backtracking. Now I'm like, oh, I love the Carpenters.
Do you know the word?
Third single. Sorry, go on.
No. I want to hear your third single. I was going to say why it's hard to
Let me
pick
have a
something.
think. Sorry, go on with what you were saying.
I'll give you some time. One of the reasons I find it hard when someone asks a question like that is because now, I don't know about you, but I use Spotify a lot.
Yeah.
And I have my old music collection, which was MP3, which is one that preceded, was just after CDs. And you forget what you used to listen to.
Yeah.
If you're using something like Spotify, you might save your albums, but it's like from when you started using it. So there'll be something like you look through your old music collection, like, oh my God, Limp Bizkit. I haven't listened to them since I was 13 and a bit angry. It's it's great.
Or do you not always go back to, like you were saying, when you were growing up, like if you were listening to albums, if your family was listening to albums in the car?
Yeah, exactly.
Then they always stick with me to them kind of...
Yeah.
The third single, I just remembered it now. It's Who's Loving You, which is a Smokey Robinson song, but not the Smokey Robinson version, the MJ version.
Love it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that vocal
Amazing.
run that he does at the start is incredible.
Yeah.
When they did it on the Ed Sullivan show, I don't know if that was live. I think it was. Again, his version of it was so much better than Smokey Robinson's, and it was a good song when Smokey Robinson did it.
Yeah,
but they
I love
just
it.
like the whole production of it just had a way, and MJ's voice is just perfect.
Oh,
as
it's
well.
brilliant. That's a really good song.
Yeah, so those would be my three.
They're well
Good three.
thought out.
Which brings us back to the first song that we did.
Yes.
I Want You Back. We did a kind of slow jazzy version of that, which is there's a guy on YouTube, and not many people have seen it, but there's the guy on YouTube who I don't know if he played on the original guitar part, but he plays through it, and like a lot of guys when they do it, they kind of just do the
Do the rhythm part. They always had two guitarists in the studio, didn't they?
yeah. But I think what he plays on it, I don't know if it's the original guy, but it's kind of like a.
Oh, yeah.
That sort of thing.
Nice.
But it's cool. It's got all that kind of like.
Wasn't
well,
he
I
the guy
think Jimi Hendrix
that
type
they got him to play on top of the Wolfpack song "Christmas in LA"?
stuff. Who's that?
That guitarist, but I can't remember his
right.
name.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
I can't
exactly
remember.
like that part. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. It's what the gospel kind of guitar players kind of
Yeah.
tend to do a lot of. It goes into kind of jazz stuff. Talk about jazzy stuff. We were going to do a jazzy song, weren't we? Can you remember this, Tim? Because Tim,
Whoa. Shame.
no, because this is
Before we even
So
began,
we're
it's like,
rolling live.
You made
So we're
it.
going to
no. We were just going to the B section because I don't think it's one of the songs that I certainly don't play very often. We were just running through it, and Tim was. Oh, I'm doing my legs here. We were just running through it, and Tim was like, I was saying, do you want to write down the chord progression?
What are you doing to your legs?
I don't know. I was like, do you want to write down a chord progression? Because I think I might. And you were like, no. I remember it, and now that was like an hour ago. So
You're
let's
gonna
see
test
how
me.
it goes.
Well, before we do that, somebody asked me this the other day. I was talking about learning sometimes when you have a gig and it's like, okay, here's 20 tracks and the gig's tomorrow. And somebody asked me, like, how do you learn all of that?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
And the way I explained it is you put it into chunks. So you kind of have like a kind of umbrella view of the song. So you view it in sections, and then each section I use images to remember chord progressions as well. I kind of see them while I'm playing, which doesn't always mean you get them right, but which we'll find out in a moment. But yeah, something you kind of take for granted as a musician. You don't.
It's funny how everyone is different with how they learn or can pick up things. It's funny, isn't it?
When you're all stood around trying to you're like, okay, so what are the chords? They're this, and this. Like, no, but they're that, and that, and you're both saying the same thing in a slightly different way.
But also with lyrics, I find that I used to, just singing along with the song, no use. So
Does that not work for you?
No.
How do you learn them?
Yeah,
well,
that's not how I
with
remember it.
with like a karaoke track, you're going to go onto YouTube and like type in the song, but do the karaoke version to see if you actually know, because otherwise it doesn't click in.
Do you use images? Do you imagine what the lines are talking about, or is it just something?
No, maybe I should a bit more, and
subconscious?
that would help, wouldn't it?
Never forget the
Imagery.
first line.
Yeah.
Well, it's something I thought about, but I don't employ because I'm not a lead vocalist or anything. But I use the imagery. So if the line is something, I'll just imagine an image to go with it. And I was giving this a bit of advice to a singer. I was like, "We'll just try that." I don't know if it would work, but. Or maybe like a smell or something. It sounds really weird. No, because smell is like the strong. It sounds really weird, but you could for example, if you wanted to remember the first line of "Want You Back," you could associate it with the smell of oranges, and then when you're like, oh, "What's the first line?" You'll just smell oranges, and it will trigger the memory in your brain.
But when I had you to myself,
I know it's got
smell
nothing
of
to do with
oranges.
oranges. It doesn't have to be. This is getting a bit weird here. There's all kinds of
I know what
psychological
you're saying,
research.
though. It is weird how the memory. I'll help you out with this. It is weird how the memory works, and it does do stuff like. But they have stuff for like NLP. Is like if you've ever heard about NLP, it's called neuro linguistic programming.
No.
Yes.
So it's to help people doing public speaking and confidence and stuff like that. And a lot of times they'll do that where you ground a particular idea or memory by, I don't know, you might pinch your thumb, and every time you pinch your thumb or touch your hand like that, that brings back a certain feeling. So a lot of times it might be happiness or or an image. And I suppose that's what you're saying. You're combining
triggers
senses.
something,
Yeah.
yeah.
You kind of do that with muscle memory playing guitar and bass and drums anyway. Like
Sure,
it's almost like when you learn a song, you're not thinking about what you're playing. Your muscles just do it.
And when I'm learning lyrics, I tend to be like, think of the story. Like, heard it through the grapevine's a great one. Especially if you've ever seen the live version where the guy's it's going.
Is he on the phone?
Yeah, and he's doing the cymbal.
Yeah.
Going, Marvin, man, pick up, man. You're never gonna believe what I just saw, man.
Oh, great!
Such a
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good. But it's like that story of that song is a perfect way to remember the order of the lyrics, and that's how I've always done it.
Yeah.
With chord progressions and stuff, it's more like, oh, this is that bit that's like that other song.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm playing like little bits of other songs, kind of thing.
Because sometimes you don't have the time, do you? Sometimes you'll know songs through familiarity, but when you've got a day to learn 30 songs.
Yeah. That said, should we ever go out last and see how it
So
goes?
let's prove it in the
I'm
pudding.
going to get George in a minute. So we
Okay.
got Mr. George Marius coming down for another podcast in 5-10 minutes.
Similar music vibe.
Yeah, totally
no.
similar. He's a proper. It's like him and David would get on. I think.
Yeah.
They're like some, or maybe not. Maybe it would be too much rock and power.
It'd be like outdoing each
There's
other.
no such thing. There's no such thing as too much rock.
Okay, let's try this.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
At last, my love has come along, and my lonely days, they are over, and life is like a song. At last, oh, the skies above, they are so blue, and my world is wrapped up in clover. Oh, the night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to rest my cheek to, a thrill that I have ever known. Ooh, when you smile, oh, when you smile, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last.
Megan, thank you so much for coming down. And doing
Oh,
this.
bless you. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thanks
have
for
to go and
having
get
me.
George in a bit, and we kind of muddled our way through that at last. But you sounded incredible. So,
No, you were pros.
oh, thank you so much. We were just kind of panicking the chord.
Do you know what?
Are you not gonna show that
I would
you're
have
gonna
been.
show-
I think I would have been all right, but the kind of panic in your eyes put me off a little bit.
Oh no, I know panic. I was fine. I know.
I
it's fine.
started to question
Don't try
myself.
this place.
So
No,
hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
in the video, are you not going to be showing your faces at that
No,
point?
totally not.
Oh no,
Like
he's going to
the-
be zooming in like.
Zoom into the eyes. See he was most relaxed there.
What I was trying to do is I was trying to do a signal for kind of B half diminished.
Oh my
like an eyebrow
god!
signal.
You should have at sus like half an eyebrow up for D.
There's a famous thing in like in pit orchestras, isn't there, where they do it's to do with the number of sharps and flats in the key.
What's
so they do
that?
like that's G major one. So
sharp.
oh, that's 1 flat is F major, and obviously everybody's favorite key is D major because it's through each other.
Yeah.
But
I never
Megan,
knew that.
you sound incredible. And where can people find you online? Megan McConnell.
Yes, so
Singer.
I love it. You're still trying to. That is her name.
Just making sure. No, I'm trying to remember the website, the web address.
Yeah, it's meganmcconnellsinger.com, and I'm on
Megan.
Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Excellent.
And actually, my Instagram is Megan McConnell 6. 6 is after my name in social media things.
Oh, right. But you can find all of that from your website.
Yeah, it's all on
Nice
there.
one. So if you
Is-
fancy
all on there.
some vintage jukebox type stuff, go down to Quiglang.
Oh my god.
Quiglangos.
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 Go to Quigley No Hoss and
what's the name
enjoy
of the
the
place?
night.
Quaglino.
Quagley
Quaglinos. Okay, there we go.
Is
Yeah.
And as well as McConnell with 1 or 2 L's.
2. It's
Two
MCCONNELL.
That's quite
There we
important.
go. And I'll put a link in the description as well.
Not
so.
McDonald.
Yeah, I still get called Jim McDonald sometimes by people because they just
Nice.
can't be bothered to figure out the second half of the name.
Sounds quite farmerish, doesn't it? Jim
Yeah,
McDonald.
exactly. Well, it sounds Carnation Street. Yeah.
Had a farm.
Remember Jim McDonald? He was.
Oh
he was
yeah,
that
that's
Irish guy,
exactly what I was
wasn't he?
thinking.
Just-
Yeah.
Not to play up to stereotypes
Belfast
at all,
guy.
but he was a proper Belfast guy who just drank too much whiskey and slapped his wife around.
He was
Look at
Liz.
Is that what they do? I mean, I don't know.
No, it's definitely not what they
No,
do.
it's that's
So don't take Coronation Street as as what.
Don't do that for England either, because
No.
that's definitely not.
It's not a good representation.
No.
exactly. No, thank you so much, Megan. And
Bless you.
it's been
Thank you so
awesome
much.
to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bless you.
And thank you guys
Enjoy
as well.
your thank you. Enjoy your shredding.
Awesome, we shall do. Right, excellent.
The Kind of About Music podcast.